Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, Prime Minister Skerrit calls for a more caring nation as he presents keys to 30 families for new homes at Bellevue Rural. A donation of outboard motors expected to help restore the livelihoods of fisher folk across the country, and guidelines from the police on how to protect life and property this Christmas. The details coming up.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Prime Minister Skerrit is calling on Dominicans to be more caring. The Prime Minister, who was addressing recipients of keys to 30 new housing units at Bellevue Rural on Wednesday, also urged recipients of these housing units to have an attitude of gratitude.
We must not look on somebody else to care for people or be somebody's neighbor's keeper. The peace and love must start with us. We cannot say we want peace if we're not propagating peace in our society. Talk is cheap, and when these talk shows, one person said talk is even cheaper. We must look at our hearts and see, am I really contributing to the society in the manner in which the Lord wants us? Not about Roosevelt Skerrit or the Labour Party or the government. No, it's about our own civic and Christian obligation and duty. That's what it is. And even sometimes those of us who are beneficiaries, we must always give thanks. I always tell people, you don't have to give thanks to me. I am just an instrument. I'm just a vehicle. We must say thanks because it is also Christian and biblical to say thanks and to give God thanks for what He's given. And we must always see our glass half full rather than half empty. We must not go and want things that we do not have and not thank God for the things that we have in our hand. Because the more you show gratitude, is the more your blessings will be multiplied.
Mr. Skerrit says his administration understands the need to provide housing for one's family, a responsibility which has led some to squat on government land.
This is why many families across Dominica over the years had to squat on state land. Not because they wanted to break the law, but they had a higher responsibility to themselves and their family, provide a shelter. And in response to this, this Labour Party government went about to regularize squatters. People who squatted prior to Hurricane David and more so after Hurricane David. And through this program, we have seen a complete transformation of the lives of those persons who have been regularized. If you want to have an appreciation for this, the majority of Focole was a squatter community. And by simply empowering these people with a certificate of title, the land sold to them at $1, but the value is $9 and $10. They were able to go to the financial institution where they had their little savings and get a small loan and build a decent home. And if when you're driving at the port and you look up to Focole and you reflect on Focole 10, 15 years ago, it is a complete different Focole. And I have read for you here from Matthew 25 to remind us of our basic responsibilities as citizens, as Christian people to our people. So this is why I always say to you, my citizens, my dear citizens, that when we do these things for you as a government, we don't only see it as a political responsibility, we see it as our Christian and biblical responsibility to look after the less fortunate.
We are here today to celebrate another milestone in the handing over of these 30 additional homes in this private-public sector partnership with MMC. And not to cause no offense, sometimes you hear questions being raised about the participation of MMC in our housing development. Today, you're standing or sitting on the MMC partnership with the government of Dominica in providing our people with resilient homes. Some 897 homes have been completed under this program. And this achievement really brings to the fore the contribution of the late Christopher Timmins. We mourn his passing in this period of celebration. And these homes are a representation and determination and skill and knowledge and passion of MMC, Christopher Timmins, and the government of Dominica. As we embrace the selfish gift as a symbol of Christmas season, we are filled with a sense of gratitude in the memory of Chris, particularly his commitment to finish whatever he has started. Beneficiaries and members of the Dominican public can stand proud of the high quality, highest standard, and highest possible care towards the details that were placed in the construction of these resilient homes, championed by Mr. Timmins. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development remains committed to the continuation of these homes as ongoing works are now taking place in Roseau on the riverbank. And very shortly, we will be seeing the commencement of works in Pong. We will be doing some 30 homes in Woodford Hill, some 50 homes in Wesley, and some replacement homes for the people who will be displaced by the International Airport Program.
Member of Parliament for Roseau North, Honorable Danny Lugie, also addressed Wednesday morning ceremony.
On the eve of the celebration of the birth of our Lord and Savior of the world, we are thankful for God sparing our lives and granting us the breath of life to see the close of the year 2020. There are still many in distress from the ravages of the region's most powerful storm in decades, Hurricane Maria. And so we have every reason to be thankful for those of you who will receive your keys for your apartment today. Cherish it and build a sense of community, a community where peace and looking out for your neighbor is the everyday practice. Don't allow politics, or for that matter, religion, to divide you. Dominica is deeply divided, but you today can cultivate in your little community a fresh and new atmosphere of political tolerance, peace, and looking out for your neighbor. 2020 has taught us that life is short, so let's live it in peace. Just this week, I've had to attend 2 funerals in 3 days. Can't keep track of deaths in Roseau North. So let us all understand that we are only passing through on this earth.
The Baroness Scotland Primary School has secured 2 of the 3 prizes in the NCCU 10th Anniversary Creative Expression Through Art School competition. The organizers say the competition helps bring students to a place where they can express themselves in an artistic way.
We did not limit the students, so whether they wanted to use crayons or markers or paints to do their paintings and to submit them, that was fine. All we wanted was for them to stick to the criteria that we gave in keeping with our 10th anniversary. So we did ask them to create their drawings, present their drawings using NCCU 10 years anniversary and Young Savers. This ties in perfectly with our current Christmas promotion, which is encouraging all parents and guardians to open a deposit account for their Young Savers at the NCCU. And yes, of course, we are giving a Christmas gift if you do that, but this ties in with the competition, which asked for the young people to showcase Young Savers. We want to instill that discipline in them very early, that they save something and put it aside to help for their future. So this is what we wanted to do was to sort of give it not just a 10th anniversary theme, but to tie it into something that they could learn from. And we were very happy that we received not only submissions before the deadline, but we also got requests for an extension of the deadline and also for an increase in the age limit, because initially we asked for the students to be 10 years old in keeping with our 10th anniversary, since 10 was our golden number. And we got calls, we got a few emails, I got a few Facebook messages from parents and teachers alike asking for us to consider, changing the age and put in maybe an age range. So we did that, and we put an age range from 7 to 10. That then opened up a few more submissions from some other students, and we are truly grateful for that. So I want to say thank you to the students for participating, for being interested. Thank you to the teachers for also assisting the students, because sometimes we see students go to school and they don't get that encouragement from the teachers to draw. And art is something that is important, and the education aspect of it, yes, but art is something that is important. And with the situation that we're going through, the global pandemic, art can also be an outlet for the students. So we're very happy that the teachers also played a part in this, and the parents.
Sydney Etienne of Baroness Scotland Primary secured first place. Second place went to Milton Valmont of Trafalgar Primary, and third place to Karen Sir Joseph of the Baroness Scotland Primary. The winning schools also receive a donation from the NCCU.
We thought it important to donate to the schools not only supplies that they can use to continue encouraging the students to draw and to be creative, but also because, again, of the times that we're in, we felt it important to donate something that could be very useful to every student. So whether students are involved in art or not, something that could be useful to them. So we are making a donation, I think a very timely donation, of hand sanitizers and face masks, so that any student who comes to school and does not have a mask or needs a mask change or needs to get some hand sanitizer, the school is actually able to provide to that student something that is very necessary right now.
CEO of the NCCU left the youth with this message.
So those of you who have aspirations to become artists, this is one of the ways that we encourage you. NCCU believes in community development, individual development, and if we all do well, the country does well. And so this is the first in a series of competitions that we are going to encourage. Our marketing manager, Mrs. Pascal Maroney, is very enthusiastic. She also believes in you as the young persons, so we are going to continue along the vein. However, we are open to ideas and new ideas. So for you, the parents, you, the teachers, if there are any areas that you think we can improve or we can do things differently, feel free to advise us through our marketing manager. So I would want to encourage you, young persons, to encourage your peers, encourage the other students, when next we have such a competition, to get involved. Certainly, the prizes may not be very big now, but if you progress, they become much bigger.
10 institutions caring for the less fortunate were recipients of the Minister's Food Basket on Wednesday. The food baskets presented annually around this time of year went to the Dominica Infirmary, Chances, Maho Senior Citizens Home, House of Hope, Each One Teach One, Operation Youthquake, Portsmouth Home for the Aged, Grotto Home, Dominica China Friendship Hospital, and the Portsmouth Hospital. The donation of the food basket by the Ministry of Agriculture is into its 39th year. Farmers have been recognized for their generous donations to the food basket each year.
This goes back as far as 1981 when it was inaugurated. So in terms of the Ministry of Agriculture and what we have been able to do with our partners in terms of the linkages as we reflect it has been a good venture. So next year is the 40th anniversary, and I've already discussed with my peers we need to do something special. But all in all, we look at what has been done in Dominica in the agricultural sector, and it has been some hard work, good work by our farmers. And I put the farmers first this morning because what you see around us, the fruits, vegetables, root crops, plantains, bananas, passion fruit, and all what you see this morning, it is a reflection of the hard work of the farmers of Dominica. And I want to take time off this morning very early to commend the farmers of this country for their level of liberality. They have always been willing to donate, to give to this very important venture. As a matter of fact, some of the farmers will go ahead of us and ask us, are you doing food baskets? And of course, you will know that given where we are coming from post-Hurricane Maria, it has been a challenging time for us. But however, the farmers have gotten together to ensure that they can contribute towards this basket.
The birth of Christ really was a gift to humanity who needed it. And as such, the farmers of this country, through their great heart, have given so we can pass that on to the people who need as well. And we are always grateful to them. But not only that, it puts us in a position where we remember it's better to give than to receive. We are givers, not takers. We serve, and that is what we do. And so the ministry will continue to do just that. The ministry will continue to reach out. And the mandate of the ministry is to provide food. And so we are glad we can provide, hundreds of pounds of meat and fish and all the vegetables and fruits and provisions that you see. It also says something that God has blessed this country with beautiful fauna. We have the capacity to produce lovely soil. And so we will continue to do that. And as such, we are truthfully a forerunner in the region in terms of food production because our farmers are hardworking, because the government believe in what they do, because the ministry support what they do. And as such, our staff will continue to serve them and serve them well. And at the end of the year, always we will be in a position to give to the institutions that are here.
The ministry is planning on expanding the program and making it more regular.
And so the ministry is continuing to work towards achieving that and to be able to give to you, the needy people, the needy institutions, on a more regular time frame. These baskets, food that you can, one, continue to nourish the people that you serve, but importantly, to be able to reduce the cost of which the cost that you have to incur in feeding the people at your institutions. This morning is also a very solemn moment for us. This morning we will bury Mr. Errol Harris. So Errol Harris was an agricultural officer and one of those who spearheaded this program, who was very instrumental in continuing this program. This morning we will lay him to rest. We want to thank God for his presence and the opportunity that we had to work with him. We are all the senior staff at the head table. As students, we were all nurtured by Mr. Harris, and it is, while this is indeed a happy moment, we just want to reflect on his life and his contribution to the ministry and to this program. So once again, this year was particularly challenging to the people of Dominica, to the ministry, but we have held steadfast in our duties, in our responsibilities as a ministry. We will continue to do our best in 2021 as we continue with our goals to maintain food security.
You're watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after this.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid. But there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
A number of fisherfolk now have a chance to restore their livelihoods with the receipt of new outboard motors from the Ministry of Agriculture. The donation of the four-stroke engines is being made under the World Bank-funded Dominica Emergency Agricultural Livelihoods and Climate Resilience Project.
In something that we have been negotiating from after the hurricane, the project originally targeted the replacement of 150 boats. However, we had to negotiate with the World Bank to say that fisher folks not only lost boats, but they lost engines. So we had to consider what we call restoration of your unit, which is to bring back your livelihood, and that you need an engine. So that's how we end up having engines as part of the project, when originally it was targeting boats. Fortunately, from the applications, we have over 212 applicants for engines. What we are doing, we're going through the applications to ensure that farmers comply in that they have damage on the database from Hurricane Maria in the fisheries database. They are registered fishers, they are active fishers, and they have their 50% contribution, which is at least a 15-foot boat. Having met that criteria, we then go to approve, and so far we have approved 66 fisher folks. The first set of engines we have right now are 52 engines, 50 50s and 200s. We're expecting a further 56 engines because we ordered 108 engines in total. So as the PS indicated, we can only deliver 10 to 15 engines per day. So we're going to have the list of people that have been approved for the first batch of engines, get in contact with you so that you could come and collect based on the days that we're distributing engines. We want to have 2 days here where we're distributing engines, and at least we can cover between now and the end of the year, at least 20 to 25 of you all should be able to get your engines.
60 fishermen have been receiving training in the proper use and maintenance of the four-stroke engines. The public can expect to see an increased number of uniformed and plainclothes police officers on the streets as we get closer to Christmas. The police have released some crime prevention tips as part of their crime prevention strategy this Christmas season.
I will now take this opportunity to present some tips to prevent loss of life and property during this festive season. Stay alert. Be aware of your surroundings even if you are in a hurry. Items in the vehicle must be secured and not be left exposed. Avoid carrying large amounts of cash. Be extra careful with carrying how you go about carrying your purse and your wallet. Lock all outside doors and check to ensure that windows are closed when you leave your homes. Motorists, utilize available parking on the outskirts of town, example Link Road. Do not drink and drive. Avoid using cell phones while driving. Be courteous to other road users. Business places, please try to make as much deposit during the day as possible rather than keeping large sums of cash at your business place.
An outgoing chairman of CARICOM, Ralph Gonzalez, says this year we'll be experiencing a Christmas season like no other. In his end-of-year statement, Gonzalez says we may miss the joy of camaraderie, but it should, however, serve to remind us of the spirit that is engendered from togetherness. He says that spirit of unity has been a cornerstone of the Caribbean Community CARICOM in 2020. Prime Minister Gonzalez says as the COVID-19 pandemic raged through the world this past year, our community harnessed the intellectual and technical capacity available and successfully managed the health aspects. He has thanked CAFA, UWI, SIDEMA, Impacts and the RSS for their role and paid tribute to the hard-working scientists, medical staff and frontline workers. He also praised the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, the World Health Organization, WHO, for their role in helping the community combat the pandemic.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, the headlines again. Prime Minister Skerrit calls for a more caring nation as he presents keys to 30 families for new homes at Bellevue Royal. A donation of outboard motors expected to help restore the livelihoods of fisherfolk across the country, and guidelines from the police on how to protect life and property this Christmas season. You may access the news on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.